everyone, and welcome back to DIY with Melissa. I am Melissa, and I am sharing with you today a fun project. You'll see when I get to the computer that I am showing some tips and tricks for my American friends because Thanksgiving is coming up for you all. So I'm just going to show you how to create a Thanksgiving version of this project. Uh, but ultimately, at the end, I will do a Christmas version of it. And what it is placemats for the kids for the holidays. It's just something for them to do while they're sitting around the dinner table, and keeping them occupied is always number one, at least in my book. So I did this for my nieces and nephews last year, and it really did give them something to do. And so I thought I would share it with you all. So without further ado, let's head over to the computer and get the project started. We are back at the computer and we're going to get these placemats started. Firstly, the way I'm finding the placemats is by searching up Thanksgiving placemats. I did try to search Christmas placemats and I couldn't find them. I'm sure if I continued scrolling, they probably would come up eventually. But I did try a few different searches. I did Christmas placemats for kids, drawing placemats, and nothing was coming up for me. But anyhow, Thanksgiving placemats seems to be the way to get them to come up. And I'm going to start with this. This is for my American friends. I know Thanksgiving is coming up very quickly in America, and what better way to keep the kids quiet by creating these placemats for them. So there's really cute options. There's word searches and different games that are available. So for instance, this one has a maze to get through, unscrabbling some words. There's just coloring, find the differences. This one is saying what you're thankful for, and then counting how many items there are and doing a word search. There's so many options on here for Thanksgiving. It's so lovely. So for my American friends, keep watching. I am going to move it to Christmas, but it's going to follow the same steps for your Thanksgiving placemats. I will delete these for now. When I did my search for Thanksgiving placemats, what else comes up is Christmas placemats. So we have this one, we have a connect the dot and a maze, some tic-tac-toe, and match each element with their shape. We have help Mrs. Claus find Santa, more tic-tac-toe, draw a line connecting the matches, and unscramble some words here. So as you can see, there are quite a few options that are available as far as Christmas placemats go, um, as well as Thanksgiving. And there are other themed version placemats. So if you're doing this for a birthday, you can likely find something to match the theme that you have for your birthday. So take a peek at this. Like I said, I started with Thanksgiving placemats to find it, and I went down from there. We'll move our images aside. The next thing to keep in mind is that Cricut, although you have a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and although you have a 12 by 12 mat, it will not cut at 12 by 12. It will always cut 11.5 by 11.5. That is the biggest size it will cut at. It keeps like a margin, I guess you can say, around the border, or a border, I guess it has around it. So if, let's say, I wanted to cut this right now and I hit make, there are a few issues with this. One is it's going to draw the designs onto cardstock but not cut it. That's the first issue. The second issue is, as you can see, this is 12 and change, even though it was sized down to 11.9. And the reason being is because of the 0.5 inches around that Cricut does not allow to cut. So it won't cut right to the corner. So keep that in mind when you're creating this. You could, of course, get it to draw and not cut, and then cut it out yourself. But for me, I prefer to just let the Cricut do everything. And if that means a smaller design, then so be it. So all I'm doing now is I'm moving up to the size up here. It says width is 11.9, and I'm going to delete the 9 and put a 5. So it is making it slightly smaller. The other thing I'm going to do to ensure that it draws and cuts the design at one time is I'm going to ungroup the design and I'm going to attach it. Before I hit make, I'm just going to hide these two for the time being, and I'll hit make on a 12 by 12 mat and confirm. And there you go. Cricut will now draw your design first on your cardstock and then cut the cardstock out for you. So that's the only way you can do that unless you're using 12 by 24 cardstock. If you are, then you can leave it at the size that it is because now you have more room to play with. Totally up to you what you want to do. For me, I'm okay with the tiny bit difference in the sizing of the placemat. It still makes a decent sized placemat. So we will go ahead and get this cut. So I'm just going to hit make again. I'll hit continue. I will choose medium cardstock, and I always do more pressure. My white cardstock is actually a little thick, so I most definitely will need more pressure for this one. As you can see, Cricut's going to tell you to load in your tools and your material. The tool is your black 0.4 pen, and then you'll do your fine tip blade after to cut. So the pen will go into clamp A, and of course your blade will be in clamp B. So we'll head over to the craft table and I'll show you how I get everything together and put it into the machine. All right, we are ready to get this started. Our machine is set up. It just needs to go into the machine. So I just wanted to show you, like I was saying before, that although we have a 12 by 12 sheet, as you can see, this fits perfectly on this mat and it's a 12 by 12. Cricut will only cut 11.5 by 11.5. So always think of your paper in that way, because you're going to have issues if you try to make things bigger than 11.5 by 11.5 or 11.5 and 23.5 if you have the longer mat. The pen that I'm using is just a 0.4 tip black pen. It's a fine tip pen, and it's just going to do all the writing for me. And we're going to put this into the machine and get this started. Okay, our mat is in and we're just about ready to cut. But before we do, I am going to add the pen into there, close that, and I'm going to hit start. Cricut will start drawing the design for us. Just as a reminder, that's the design it's going to draw. It will take some time, of course, because it is drawing all of this, but we will watch it for a little bit. Okay, a little update of where we are. It looks so good. It's coming along nicely. Coming along very nicely. So close, so close. Okay, so there it is. It's all ready to go. I highly recommend when taking anything off your mat to turn your mat over and pull it off that way. And voila, we have the cutest little placemat for the kids this holiday season. We're going to get one more done Well, there you have it. The most adorable placemats for Christmas, all done with a Cricut pen, believe it or not. If you have a printer big enough to print this size, then that's even easier. But if you're like me and I can only print maximum 8.5 by 14, legal size, not this size, then this is the best alternative. I also took the other one and I used my pinking shears and I just cut the edges for a little bit of a decorative edge. Totally up to you what you want to do, but regardless, tell me this is not going to keep the kids occupied this holiday season. So as always, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. It was a lot of fun to create and so simple as well. Just something that maybe an hour you can create like maybe 8 of them. So I do hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you did, as always, don't forget to hit that like button. The bell button will notify you when I create new videos and post them. And of course, if you subscribe, it's like the ultimate trio, I guess you can say. So yes, I do hope you enjoyed that tutorial. And if you did, leave me a comment below if you tried this. Like I said, for my American friends, Thanksgiving for you all is coming up really quickly. And who wouldn't want to keep the kids occupied? By the way, I did not mention it, but I am using a very thick cardstock. If you're having issues with cutting, just duplicate the cardstock portion and attach it to the back of your design. So that will give it 2 passes. Doing 2 passes won't work on this because it's going to do the pen all over again and we don't want that. So just throw a piece on Design Space, put another one on, and you'll get your 2 passes for the cut file. Yeah, so I hope you have a fabulous week. As always, happy crafting, take care, and bye now.